Alright, so this is round 3. So we're 2-0, and I'm against a Storm opponent. Storm opponent? So which means I need to have a Thalia. So, hey, I'm on the play and I have a Thalia. Let's go. Let's go. Easy game, easy life. Like, okay, I'm against Storm. Turn 2 Thalia, but what about... Have you heard of my good friend turn 1, turn 2 Hero Bladehold? Have you heard about that? I've heard good things. It's no turn 1 Hero Bladehold, but I'll take a turn 2 one. Their deck list was like public. I knew they were Storm and didn't have Force Spike days. I'm pretty sure they didn't have days. I think I pull up the deck list at some point. This is a rather uneventful game though, because so they EOT Brainstorm, Brick, Upkeep Mystical for Jataxium Probe because they bricked on the Brainstorm, probed, bricked. We wasted our good draw. We wasted our good draw. Unlucky. So I'm talking about how enemies like creatures are like they're out the Thalia is Goblin Electromancer. So I'm like, okay, the Sword of Temptation, normally bad against Storm. They do have one Goblin Electromancer. So, oops, we can see their deck list here. Alright, so this is their deck list. Narset, Electromancer, Spellseeker, Chartacoris, Jataxium Probe, My Desire, Passing Flames, Tendrils, Wheel, Brain Freeze, Brainstorm, Temporal Ritual, Desperate Ritual, Frantic Surge, High Tide, Metamorphose, Mystical Tutor, Pyretic Ritual, Seething Song, Turnabout, Lotus Bloom, Lotus Petal, MOCS Sapphire, Mana Flare, Yawgmoth's Bargain. Is this whole tournament on YouTube? No. I'm gonna be putting this on YouTube. So this hand's respectable. We just need a double white, right? We can go Silverblade Paladin and a Time Walk and just smash them, hopefully. But that wasn't a white. This is awkward. Electromancer, this is bad news. Oh god. Oh god. Give me a white! Yes! Alright. So, I can double strike the Vampire or double strike the Tithe Taker, right? So, double strike the Tithe Taker, I hit for more. I hit for the same amount either way, right? Because unlocking the Vampire lets me hit for 4. Whereas if I just double strike the Tide Taker, I still hit them for 4, but I don't gain 2 life as well. Which may or may not matter. So enemy... I'm like, they untap with Electromancer, like, am I dead here? I don't play... so I just go to combat, and they don't ping with Ballista before it blocks. So that's good. So we get to attack here. And they just chump and shoot the Vampire, which is weird. is that unlocks a Silverblade Paladin to bond with something else, and Tidetaker is still in play, which has text, right? That spells and abilities your opponents control cost one more on my turn. So it was weird. I should have thought about something when enemy pinged the lifelinker instead of the Tidetaker. Like, wait, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? So I could play Legion in Relic Order, bond with the Silverblade Paladin, and have a 2/2. I don't end up doing that, so I can bond with the Adanto, and I'm actually thinking that maybe they have Mana Flare in their hands, because I know they have one in their deck. So they'll go like Mana Flare pass, and then I can untap and Legion in Relic Order the Mana Flare, right? So that's why I'm not playing the Relic Order. And I did the math, and it didn't really change my clock at all to have the 2/2 in play. I still killed them in 2 hits. So I decided to play around Mana Flare. The enemy takes a long time here. Long time. We're going to skip a lot of this. This is like 4 minutes later. I'm not even joking. All right. So, here we go. Like, this turn ends up lasting like 8 minutes or something ridiculous. So they probe, they brainstorm. They go for it. Desperate Ritual, K-Ball Ritual, Pass in Flames. All right. So I'm done. K-Ball Ritual, Brainstorm. I'm dead. Didn't have Thalia. Next game. And you had Goblin Electromancer and I couldn't kill it. This sucks. Deciding what to put back with Brainstorm. I'm like, well, I'm just dead, right? How can I not be dead here? Tendrils. Tendrils. I'm at 3. This is scary. Give me that. Yoink. Give me a little piece of that. Don't mind if I do. That's a yoinkers. So I don't end up playing the Relic Order again. I'm not even sure how I can justify it at this point. I thought maybe that it doesn't change my clock at all. And so they might have like Mana Flare Turnabout. But I knew they couldn't do that because they brainstormed and didn't play a land. Yeah, have a good night, Wall Spikes. Now enemies deep in the tank. Narset. Let's go. Mystical Tutor. Let's go. Enemies at 19 as they gain all that life from tendrils. So here's where I make a mistake. I know enemy has Wheel of Fortune in their deck. So I'm like, well, I need to kill this Narset because of the Wheel of Fortune. I only draw 1 card instead of 7. But I should have realized that I didn't need to do 4 damage because all my creatures are 2 damage or 2 power. Because of that, I can only do 2 or 4 to the Narset. So I definitely have to do at least 2, right? Because I don't want them to be able to Narset again. The question is, do I kill it or not? And there's like really no reason to kill it. I can just do 2 to it. Like, if they Wheel of Fortune, I'm probably going to win. Because they'll have 2 lands, right? They have 2 lands and I'm at 7. I'm probably going to win. So I shouldn't bother with that. And this is where it's a bit awkward. So they repeal the Silverblade Paladin, which is the only card they could have taken. They couldn't do it on the Sower Temptation because of Tithe Taker. And they would have still died. It was 10 exact. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so they actually had to do Silverblade Paladin, and they couldn't do it on their turn. They had to do it on my turn. Because if they do it on their turn, then I can just replay it and get Double Strike to a 2-power creature and they die. So they're at 1 life, and I overkilled Narset by 2 last turn, rather. So I'm like, oh god, this is going to cost me the game. So they Mystical Tutor for Turnabout, but the Lifesaver that is Tithe Taker. Tithe Taker makes it so enemy has to their spells cost 1 more on my turn. Turnabout costs 2 blue. They can't cast it on my turn. Tithe Taker taking home the W.